and then he does it again. Oh my god. Dude.
Yeah, dude.
Should we watch the video or should we save that till the end?
Well, let's just talk about it.
Okay. We did something crazy, you guys.
Yeah, something I really didn't think I would ever do.
And well, for me, it was a bucket item, a bucket list item, and I finally got to cross it off.
A bucket list item?
I don't. Yes, I said that right. Don't mess with me.
I know. I'm just kidding.
We went skydiving. We jumped out of a freaking plane on yesterday.
Yeah.
On Saturday. Yeah.
Jumped out of a freaking plane. Actually, I didn't jump so much as I was shoved out of the plane, but
well, yeah. But it was insane. Like we just went and did it and it was nuts.
Yeah.
Like I said, I've always wanted to do it. I remember like freaking like Power Rangers movie came out when I was a little kid. I think that was the first time I ever heard of skydiving. They all jumped out of the plane at the beginning, and I was like, that's so cool. I want to do that someday.
Yeah.
And I finally got to do it.
Yeah.
I've been diving in the ocean.
Yeah.
You know, scuba diving, which is awesome too. I've been like 100 feet deep. But this was like 10,000 feet in the air.
Yeah.
Somewhere between 10 and like 14, right? That's what it says if you Google how high you go for skydiving.
I think the pilot said it would be between 8 and 10.
8
in
and 10.
Their specific, instance.
810.
8,000 and 10,000.
Sorry, 8,000, 10,000.
Yeah.
So, you hit a speed of like 120 miles an hour going down. I remember there was one time we climbed a mountain in Colorado.
Yeah.
That was 14,000 feet. So it was a little bit less than that, but just jumping straight down. So I don't know. You wanna
sure.
talk about your experience?
Yeah, sure. So I was, like I said, I didn't think I would ever do this.
I didn't either. I'm surprised that you agreed to it.
Yeah, because I'm a very risk-averse person.
Yeah.
Or at least I am now as an adult.
Yeah. Now you always were.
Yeah. But like specifically like falling is like a fear for me. You know what I mean? Like, because there's just nothing you can do when you start falling.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Which it also, scuba diving is a fear for me too, because I feel like there's nothing you can do in the water if something happens. I feel like there's just so much like out of your control or whatever. But so
and it's hard to say to me. I feel like you have more control scuba diving.
But with the skydiving, there's somebody else that you're kind of relying on.
We didn't have to do anything.
Yeah, we didn't have to do.
We're just strapped onto somebody.
Well, let me introduce the story because our dad is also a very risk-averse person.
Yeah.
But it's his crazy idea to do the whole thing. And so he's like, "Oh yeah, I want to go skydiving. You know? I always go scuba diving with your mother. You know, whatever. I want to do something I want to do, and she doesn't want to do it with me or whatever." So I was like, "Okay." And you agreed pretty immediately. You were like, "Oh yeah, hell yeah!" I'll do that.
I was like, "I'm ready,"
and I was like, "I don't know. I'm probably not going to do that." But then our aunt, our dad's sister, was also like, "Oh, I want to do it too." And so you go up 2 at a time. So like, I mean, you could just do 3 people, but he was like, "Yeah, but if you go, then we'll actually have 4 people or whatever."
They can fit 3 people in that tiny little plane?
No, I'm saying you could just do 2 and then 1 or whatever. But
yeah.
is that way everybody had a partner or whatever if 4 people went.
But yeah, we get crammed in this tiny little thing.
Well,
Sorry,
So which, by the way, I want to say that I agreed to this before Omicron happened, so you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
It was, you know, if it would have asked me during Omicron, I probably would have said, let's wait a while or whatever. Yeah. But the day was set, all that stuff was before Omicron.
Onto somebody.
Yeah. But it was all outdoors, you know what I mean? Like when you get there and everything. The only part that's like, you know, whatever, is when you're in the plane. Yeah. So yeah, let me start there. Let me start in the plane.
Okay, go ahead.
So you get strapped in and everything.
Yeah.
Which I guess embarrassing part was they got me all strapped up with my thing, and then I was like, oh shit, I gotta pee before we go. So I was like, is it all right if I go to the bathroom real quick? And he's like, yeah, and he like unhooks one part of it. I go pee, and he's like, "But we gotta hurry." I was like, "Okay, yeah, or whatever." I ran over to the, went pee, came back, and they're like, "Okay."
I can't believe
they restrapped me. Well, dude, I'm glad I did because I really had to go. It wasn't just like,
okay, well, good.
I just need a little tinkle. It was like, no, I really needed to go. So
should have taken care of that before.
Well, that was the problem for me was that it just seemed like
just all of a sudden you were like, oh
no, it was because I was gonna do that, but then it was like, oh, we're all kind of standing here. I don't know when we're gonna go or whatever. And
it took us a minute to get
everything in order. And then when it was like, oh yeah, let's get you guys suited up, I was like, oh okay, let's do that. And then I remembered, oh shit, I need to go pee. Anyways, so so then they take you on the plane. I walked up to the plane. I was like, how are we all gonna fit in that thing?
Yeah, you'll see in the video. It's tiny.
So they make you go in like feet towards the back, so your back is towards the front of the plane, which is it's kind of disorienting once you get up in the air. That was part of what started making me feel like, oh shit, what are we doing
sitting
here?
Backwards?
Because I'm sitting backwards, you can't see where you're going.
That
you know
didn't
what
bother
I mean?
me.
Well, so we're all crammed in there real tight. I'm sitting on the guy's lap or whatever,
Yeah.
Our dad, because my feet are like next to my dad or whatever because of the way that we're all scrunched in the plane. Yeah. He keeps grabbing my foot and looking back at me like, like, here we go. I was like, okay.
Oh my God.
And yeah, I'm slowly starting to freak out
because he doesn't get excited.
No, he doesn't get excited.
So if he's like geeking out,
yeah. So I'm slowly starting to kind of freak out because the plane is not smooth. Which I don't know if that's all planes of that size.
I think it is.
But any little turbulence, you know what I mean, goes.
There's some
And what I figured out is it's the feeling of weightlessness that freaks me out because when the plane is going fine, I don't feel like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But anytime it drops and you feel weightless for like a split second, that's what freaks me out because I don't feel like there's any pressure on me. And
I wonder if that's
also the same with when you actually get out there, which I'll go into more in a second.
Well,
but
to me, I only had that for like a split second when I jumped. After that, I didn't feel the like rush of like, oh, I'm falling.
That's what I'm getting. That's what I'm getting.
What I mean?
Well, but until you're doing until the parachute's open, and then when he was like turning or whatever,
oh God,
then it would kind of feel weightless again for a second, and I would kind of feel like, oh shit, you know what I mean?
Those forces on you when you're turning, are strong.
So all right, so I'm in the plane. I'm slowly starting to freak out. But I took my CBD that morning, so I was good. But I'm sitting there thinking like, it's so crammed in here.
Yeah.
If I chicken out, they're gonna have to land. Before before my dad can go. So it's like, I'm like, man, I really can't chicken out of this.
Can't give up. Yeah.
So whatever. So they
have you watch a training video that they tell you like, oh, you can back out at any time. Just make sure you know to tell them before, so that they know, and we can just land the plane or whatever. But yeah, it's like I kind of had that thought too because I was the first one to jump in our plane.
Yeah,
and I was like, can't back out. Nope, can't do it.
Yeah,
and I made up my mind. I resolved to do it, and I was like, all right, here we go.
So I'm gonna speed things up a little bit because I feel like I'm taking forever just to get to the point where I actually jump out of the plane. So before you go up there, they tell you, you got to put your feet out of the plane and hold onto the straps, and then the guy will jump off. But your feet are supposed to be on this little step that's right on the side of the plane.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to get my feet out there, so I'm holding on to like, hold on, slow down. Because first I have to say, he goes, okay, y'all ready to jump whenever y'all are ready.
Yeah.
And they open that door, and the door goes, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just like, because the wind like whips it out.
Yeah.
And then you start feeling all that wind go by, and you're like, oh my God, this is happening. So I'm trying to get my feet out. I get my left foot out, and I got my left hand on my strap, but with my right hand, I'm trying to like, shift my weight so I can get my other foot out. And the other guy grabs my hand and like he's like real fast and like puts it on my strap and he's like, stay here or whatever. I was like, oh, okay, yeah, like whatever. I was just trying to get my weight, but I think they don't want you. They don't want you grabbing.
Your foot.
Yeah,
they don't want you trying to get the leverage to move your foot, but
they don't want you grabbing on nothing.
No, they want you holding your straps and put your feet out there.
So the other guy grabs my foot, shoves it out the plane, and before I know, my feet never touched the step that they told me to put my feet on. Before I know it, that guy shoves my foot out the plane, and then we're out. You know what I mean?
Oh my god!
And I was like, all I could do for that first like couple of seconds, because you're kind of flipping until you get to the point where you're actually face down or whatever. All I could do was just hold on, and I was trying to kick my feet back like they told you to do, and it's just like, oh fuck, you're just like, oh, like, I don't know what's going on.
And the wind all rushing in your face.
Yeah, but it's not just going one direction; it's going all the different directions because you're kind of flipping around, and then finally we get kind of stabled off. I realized, oh yeah, I'm looking down because before I couldn't tell which way it was up or down.
Oh my god.
I finally realized, like, okay, I'm looking down, and he taps you on the shoulder, and you go, whew, you know what I mean? You go to
he tells you to put your arms out.
You go to the skydiving position. You get your arms out, and you let your feet kind of, basically, you just relax your feet, and they kind of fly up behind you or whatever.
I think you're supposed to keep your feet kind of up behind you or whatever.
Yeah.
Either way.
So there's this moment, though, when you're in that position.
Yeah.
And you relax.
Yeah.
And there's this moment of peace, and you're just like, holy shit, I'm looking down over this earth. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Everything, you can't, it's too small. You can't tell what you're looking at. But it's just this peace, this moment of like peace where you can finally relax.
Finally have a moment of clarity.
Yeah.
You're like, okay, I've accepted this.
Yeah.
And then right about that time.
No, see, you keep saying that this is my story, not your story.
Well, whatever.
Because for me, that moment lasted a good long time. I was like, oh, wow, this is awesome. Like, this is great. And you can feel, I was like, it's cold. It's cold up here.
Yeah, it was
The
cold.
wind is whipping by you and everything. And then, eventually, whatever. I guess he kind of, does he tap you before he pulls the chute? I think he does because you're supposed to hold on to your thing when he pulls the chute.
Yeah, he tells you when to move your hands
down. So then you move your hands down, you feel the parachute go, and your feet just go like my feet like flew way up in front of me when the parachute finally came. And then I remember just being like, holy
yeah.
Like I was just saying all these like expletives, and I don't know if the guy could hear me or not, but when the parachute finally came down, the wind, you're not just hearing like the, you know what I mean? Like the wind kind of finally dies down, and you're just like, oh wow, yeah, we're in the air. And going back to what I was saying of like that feeling of weightlessness is the part that I don't like, because when the parachute's there, I can feel the weight. You know what I mean? I can feel that we're resisting against the air and everything. But then, like I said, he would kind of turn and go this way and that way.
That turn.
And on those turns, you start to feel weightless again. And I was like, oh, God. And he had me put my hands on the thing to, like, steer it or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess, I just held on to it. I didn't do anything. Oh, that's what it is. They tell you to put your hands on those so that they can start unhooking, because they unhook part of the bottom.
Really?
So that you
can... He didn't tell me to put my hands on those.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He just started unhooking.
He just unhooked them.
And, well, hurry up so I can tell my story.
Okay. So
I'm like sitting here like I'm trying to tell all the things.
They unhook this thing. They unhook your lower half or whatever so that when you land, you can put your feet up. And he unhooked it, and I was like, oh shit, I'm gonna drop, dude. Like, why are you unhooking me? Because I didn't realize what he was doing.
Yeah.
But then, so final thing I'll say is, like, there was this one point when we're parachuting down. I looked down, and this huge bird is just like soaring below us. And I was like, oh my God.
Below, yeah.
We're higher than those birds. You know what I mean? Like, you look up and you see the birds, and you're like, wow, that's so high. But it's like, no, we were like way higher than those birds.
Yeah.
And then, we landed. I got a video of me landing, so that'll be cool to show.
Oh.
And then I just collapsed backwards into the guy.
And they had this little dog there.
Oh yeah,
that would just like run up.
Yeah.
Whenever you land, so it ran up right next to him, and
Yeah.
it was like it reminded me of Honey because
Yeah.
if she was there, she would have done the same
Yeah.
thing, just run right up when you
Yeah.
land. But yeah, are you done?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay,
Go for
so
it.
I was glad that they went first because I had no idea what this was gonna be like at all, and it happened really fast. Like oh my god, they went up and came down really quick. Him and my dad, and so I was sitting there kind of getting ready, and we got suited up and everything, and then actually I don't know if we got suited up until after y'all landed. I can't remember.
Y'all were suited up when I landed.
Okay. Well, we okay, that's right. Y'all took off and we got ready and everything. And then I kept looking around for y'all and I never saw anything. But then I finally went out there and I saw this big shadow and I was like, that must have been something. And then I saw one of y'all parachute down.
Yeah.
I pulled out my phone and took a video or some pictures. I got some of you and my dad. And then I got that victory shot of you as you're walking away. But anyways, my experience was the craziest one out of everybody that went.
For sure.
For several reasons. But, okay, so I wore these, like, contacts, right? And they're, like, generic contacts. They're his. They're for his prescription, and they don't really fit my eyes that well, but I tried them that day just because you can't wear your glasses. They have these goggles on. So I was like, it's better to be able to see a little bit better than not be able to see like at all. Big mistake. I got car sick on the way there just from wearing those things, and we had to pull over, and I threw up on the side of the road. So I should have taken him out then. But anyways,
I thought you were going to.
The guy goes over what you're gonna do on the ground. Then you cram all in the plane like sardines. He's like, put your foot here and there, and this foot between my leg or whatever. And it's like whatever. And then you get up in the air, and then he tells you what you're gonna do again, and he's like, all right, climb up on my lap, and it's like, yes, daddy. But I knew, like, I've heard stories from other people. It's like they're very afraid of you trying to like grab on and stop the jump or whatever. Because that's the only thing. The only thing that's going to cause an accident on your end is just not doing what you're supposed to, or if you freak out. So I knew, like, I'm not supposed to be grabbing on anything. So I had my hands right here, like he told me, and he opened that door and went whoosh. And I put my feet out like that, and I was just like, I'm ready to go whenever you are, because immediately he was just like, woo, and we just started going. But I was like, I wanted to make sure, like, but that was the weird thing, is like not, because your instinct is to grab onto something, but I think in your brain, like, that's what's gonna stop you. That's gonna make you have that second guess, because you have to let go. So if you don't have anything to let go of, you're already grabbing on your chest.
Right.
But immediately we started falling, and I knew what I was supposed to do, but my legs just started kicking. I was like, ah! Like, for like a split second, I started kicking my legs, and then I was like, all right, he said head back and legs up, like together. So I did that, and then, we were chilling there for a minute. He taps me on my shoulder, put the arms out, whatever. So I was chilling. I was just trying to get used to the air and the wind and like breathe, because it was kind of hard. You know how like when the wind's going up your nose, sometimes it's like hard to breathe. So I felt like that for a minute, and it was weird because it kind of felt like scuba diving. It's like I got to figure out how to breathe. You know what I mean? And then I was just getting used to the wind whipping and everything, and then finally, like, I had that moment of clarity where it was like, okay, we're like stabilized. Everything's cool. Like, there's the earth down there. We'll be down there in a minute. Everything's fine. And then, boom, like right around that time, it was like a couple more seconds, and then he pulled the parachute, and it was like, and when he was spinning, so I got spun.
He got the daredevil.
I got spun around. I think this guy wanted to show me a good time.
Yeah.
Because
Evil Knievel.
It was crazy. We got spun around. We spun out, dude. Like,
yeah.
But when we were spinning, I did not feel weightless. I felt the full force.
I bet.
And I felt like I had to grab on or whatever. And then, we finally, like, okay. He spun one time, and I was like, oh, God, I hope he does not do that again.
Yeah.
He did it again. And I'm sure he could, like, feel my, like, whole body, like, lurch, because I went, and I puked in my mouth, and I was like,
what do I do?
What do I do? And then, I tried to spit, and it got all over me. I was like, I'll spit in that pond right there. Because there was like a pond right below me. It was like It was like nasty green exorcist puke too. Dude. It was so bad.
He got back, it's just all over the side of his leg.
And then basically, finally they tell you to like pick your feet up. You're gonna land on your butt. I kind of put my heels down. I slid on my heels a little bit because I was like, my feet are like, I want to touch. Well, I probably shouldn't have done that, but
I get that though.
And actually, right before that, he starts unhooking you and stuff.
Yeah,
and I'm holding on to I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
I'm like holding on just in case I get like unlatched or something. Yeah. I'm holding on to my strap that's strapped to him, so it's not gonna do anything anyways. But in the moment, I wasn't thinking. I was just like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
So then I land, and I just sit there, and I was like. I just kept throwing up in the grass. I just sat there and I was like, and then I finally got up and I felt good enough to walk. And then, dude, I had vertigo so bad from the whole thing, from the contacts and all that stuff. Yeah. Getting car sick on the way there. I was throwing up the whole car ride home, like really bad. Yeah. And then I finally.
Oh, it was bad.
I got home and that's when I finally stopped puking after I puked the one last time and fell asleep.
Can I just say this, dude? I was like biting my lip so hard in the car.
Try not to laugh.
Try not to laugh.
I was making some demonic sounds.
The most like, it was like, it was pretty gargly.
It was nasty, dude.
Yeah.
Because I tried to drink Sprite or 7-Up. So that all the carbonation was like,
that's probably what it was. Yeah, because like, you were making some funny sounds, dude.
Trigger warning. Vomit trigger warning.
It was pretty gnarly.
That's so funny.
But all right, you want to throw up the video?
Well, I just want to say, like, it was an amazing experience.
Oh,
and I'm glad I did it. I kind of want to do it again.
Yeah. Our cousin was there, and she was like, when I like landed or whatever, I was on such an adrenaline high because I was scared to do it. Yeah. You know what I mean? That when I got back alive, I was just like, you know what I mean? Yeah. And she was like, you talked more in that first minute of coming down than I've ever heard you talk. Oh, my
God. Okay, y'all ready to see?
Even on the podcast, I think is what she said.
So. Y'all ready to see the video?
Yeah, let's watch the video.
Check it out. Okay, there's Light getting ready, getting all strapped in, and we were just in our normal clothes. There, he's going to the plane. Yeah. And then here's the plane taking off. Yeah. So it's so crazy because like you're just wearing your flannel and your pants. Yeah. You're like take everything out of your pockets. Yeah. Here we go. And there they take off.
See, it felt like we were driving for a lot longer than that.
The plane ride is the scariest part though, because you feel like you're kind of dropping a little bit. Yeah. And then there he is. He's already
coming back down.
Pulled the parachute and everything. Yeah. And there's Light. He's about to land here. Yeah.
You can't hear it, but I'm going, yeah.
Yeah.
And then, ooh.
And there goes the little doggy. So cute, dude.
Yeah. Top Gun.
Yeah. And there's me.
All right, odds turn.
Didn't know what I was getting myself into yet.
Yeah,
but,
getting strapped in there.
Getting ready. And then that's moments after we started falling. My parachute's not out yet.
Yeah. Since I had gone, I knew what to look for or whatever, so I actually captured his whole trip.
Yeah, that's
from
awesome.
like down, like after he jumped out of the plane. So yeah, okay, the parachute starts opening. I was like, is that parachute gonna open all the way or not? Because it kind of looks like it's like folded or like crumpled or something.
And then we got to get back on course here. So we do a little spin. Dude, and that's when I was like, I hope he doesn't do that again. And it looks like I go over the top.
Yeah, it looks like you're going over the top of the parachute.
It looks like
it's
it goes
insane.
upside down. And then he does it again. Oh, my God. Dude.
Yeah, dude. No wonder. I would have thrown up if we would have done that.
Back the other way.
Back the other way.
And there was our aunt. She was on the other parachute.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. Oh, my God. He really just...
We're just, like, zipping down there, too.
Yeah.
So crazy. And this is, like, the coolest shot of me that will probably ever exist.
Parachuting into the sun.
So awesome, dude. I'm so glad you caught that.
Yeah. And then here he comes for the landing.
And then here's my landing.
Yeah, you can see his feet touch the ground first, which you're not supposed to do.
Yeah, but it was my heels and my knees bent. So
I know, but still.
Right. And then just like, nope.
Oh, there he goes.
That guy's trying to make sure I don't get puke on his parachute.
Yeah. Dude. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, dude. Hopefully they could hear us through all that.
Yeah. Yeah, that was so fun, dude.
Oh, dude. Yeah, that was great.
And that's when Odd splattered himself.
Yeah, pretty much. All right, go ahead and give us some requests for next week.
Holy fuck, that spin. Those spins look brutal.
Dude, yeah, I can't. I'm so glad my guy didn't do that to me. If I go again, I'm going to make sure I ask the guy, like, dude, I don't want to spin when we get the parachute.
Yeah.
I don't want to do that.
You know, I think even if they did do that again, I'll probably enjoy it next time. Yeah. I just wasn't, in the right state, like physically.
Yeah.
I was ready for it mentally, but my body was, and the contacts and everything.
Well, you had 2 hours of sleep.
Yeah, I didn't
You had those
sleep enough.
contacts in. Like, yeah, it was messy. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. Yeah. I would definitely do it again, honestly.
For sure. We
first one,
we're gonna play a concert one day, and we're just gonna airdrop in.
Yeah,
you see me like on the parachute, like.
Yeah. This one I just had to survive, but the next one I think I could really enjoy.
Dude, that's what I felt like about scuba diving. Like the first couple times, especially when I went in the ocean the first time, and then after a couple times, I started to feel like, okay, I can actually enjoy this now.
Yeah.
I feel like I know what I'm doing.
For sure. All right. Well, we should wrap up. We're almost been going for 2 hours. So thanks for being here, Statue Dudes. It means the world to us. Thanks for the whole time when we got back, I was like, I can't wait to tell the Statue Dudes on the podcast.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just a really nice way to kind of, it's almost like therapy. But yeah, it's it's fun to share not just the music, but some of our lives with everybody, and because the music, the music is the music, and the music speaks for itself. You know what I mean? So it's cool to get to kind of share some other, connect on another level.
The men behind the music.
The men behind the music. Or like the man boys.
Man children.
The man childs behind the music.
This was a good episode. Thanks, guys. Hell yeah.
Yeah. Hell yeah.